our homework is worth 10% and all the tasks and assessments are worth 90%. So assessment points are much heavier than warm-up points, but it is a full grade. You'll go from a B to an A doing your warm-ups. So those are a real help and they're easy. All right. Has everyone had a chance to do it? No one seems to be singing out. I'm going to stop sharing because I show you the answers when I share. All right.
Mr. Swift?
Yes.
Parker Michaels is having trouble joining the Zoom. His computer's like bugging out, so he has to restart it.
Oh, no worries. I'm not overly worried about the warm-up. So let's see if we won't hopefully start lecture until he gets back in. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
We got to look out for each other. Okay, so let me just go to the warm-up. With luck, he'll get in. Question 1. Once a theme is selected in design mode, you cannot alter it in any way. What did you guys learn in the last class about themes and design mode and altering things?
That's false.
Okay, so one vote for false. Anybody else?
I agree that that's false.
Okay, that is correct. Once a theme is selected in design mode, you can alter it in any way. It's not you can't, you can. All that column of things with numbers and stuff, you can change the settings on almost any tab or button in a theme. So you can alter a theme. Question 2, why is it important to have a good name for an element ID? A, to distinguish it from other elements. Look, there's Parker Michaels. Is it A, to distinguish it from other elements? B, to be able to call it in a program? C, you really don't need a good name for element IDs. Just saying button 1 or button 2 is okay.
A, to distinguish it.
A, anybody else? Thank you, Sarah.
To distinguish it.
Yes. So like everything that you're making a file name, like your homework. Okay, look, we've got one. Great. Try and use file names that mean something to you, that distinguish what it is. Once you've got 16 buttons on your interface, you're going to be going, now what is button 10? What is button 12? Say, name them something that's going to make sense to you. Juan seems to be having a little trouble. Like homework assignments, if they're just named homework, I can't tell who they're from. I can't tell which homework. You want to make your names for things as specific as you can so that when you're in the thick of things, you know what each button does. You know exactly what each one is. It's not just a generic title. Okay? So Juan, we just went over the warm-up. It's just 2 questions. If you could take a look in there, that would be great. Other than that, let me get back into the module. And we are going to go to our fabulous presentation. And I'm going to present it, and then I'm going to share. So I know it's presenting full screen. One last question in my day. Okay, so today is Wednesday. Today is Tuesday, November 10th. We've done our warm-up in Canvas. We're going to be working on Unit 3, Lessons 3 and 4, Designing an App. What's due today is your warm-up. And as I said, please turn in your warm-ups. They are going to end up graded for completion. If you don't do it, you only get half credit. is going to be equal to a full grade in the end. So they don't count a lot by themselves to boost your grade when you're in trouble. What's due? Sorry about that. Please let me know if I'm freezing up. I may need to move. I just hate to because I need my spare screen. It's hard to transport it all in the middle of class. Somebody's in the chat. Oh, there we go. So, Xander's looking out for me. You're cutting out. Apologies. Okay. Let's get back here. Okay, so what we were going over is what is due. Oh, why does this do this to me? I can't see the chat. It doesn't really help me. Okay, so the warm-up is due today. Your homework, your how-to description is going to be due tomorrow for the next class, okay? You're gonna need it for the next class. What the how-to description is something that you can do very well, that you can give step-by-step instructions exactly how to do it. That is what you need to create an app. It has to follow step-by-step instructions with no input. A computer has to be able to do it. So think of something that you can describe exactly how to do it in step-by-step instructions. And that is going to be your how-to description. It's in the homework. It's just going to be written on a Google Doc. Okay. The U3 app development planning guide is not going to be due until December 2nd. So that is after Thanksgiving. This is going to take us a little time to build our app. Basically, you guys are going to be building an app similar to the apps that we saw in U3L1-2, the Bird app. It's going to be an app with 3 screens, right? Okay. Our goal is that you will be able to systematically design and develop programs for broad audiences by incorporating feedback from the users. Evaluate and refine computational artifacts to make them more usable and accessible. Okay? All right. So, people design user interfaces to meet a user's need, but they don't always get it right. Have you ever used an app where the user interface didn't actually meet your needs? What was the problem? What do you think the designers didn't understand about your needs? Type your answers in the chat. Okay, so you guys should be app experts. Was there ever an app that you used that you didn't feel the user interface was set up particularly well? It was hard to use. It didn't meet your needs. What was the problem you were having? Was it hard to find things? Was it counterintuitive? You know, was it like our theme button that it didn't have a drop-down symbol on it, so you didn't know it was a drop-down? What do you think the designers didn't understand about the app and your needs? Okay, I need some answers in the chat. Not seeing anything in the chat. Everybody had a perfect experience with their apps. Do you want to just talk about it? Sometimes YouTube updates aren't the most user-friendly. Why is that, Phoebe? What is it that's causing you trouble? What we're trying to do here is troubleshoot what are the kinds of things that go wrong on an app, okay? In smaller apps or websites, sometimes the color palette isn't the most pleasing and the buttons were kind of weirdly placed. Ideally, you want the buttons to be intuitive, that people understand, oh, this is the right button to click. On certain closed websites, it's hard to navigate to the different sections. It's hard to find buttons. They keep moving things like the comments section and places to upload your own content. So updates to your app can throw people off. These are all great things. So what we're going to be doing today is we are going to be going over step by step how we're going to make our user interface and stuff. All right. So those are the kinds of things. We're trying to look out for each other. We're trying to show each other here how things can go wrong in an app. This is a weird professional thing. Me, I work in the film and television industry. When my boss looks at a piece that I've made, they only tell me primarily what's wrong with it. They do not tell me what's right with it, because what's right is right and doesn't need to be fixed. And what they're concerned about is that I fix what needs to be fixed. Okay? So like with your apps, the pieces that are working don't need any help. What does need help are the things that are failing or you're not getting your sequence correct in terms of things working. That's where talking to your friends, asking other students how they dealt with this is going to really help you, okay? Because we're all trying to make these things work and it's not the most intuitive. All right, so designing an app, part 1. You should have the app development planning guide in Canvas, okay? Let me quickly, oh look, Alexandra's here. Okay. Hi, Alexandra, welcome. We're just getting started. So we are looking in the module to get our designing an app part 1 app development planning guide. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to go to a scary thing and show you my desktop. I hope that I don't have anything crazy. All right. So I just want to show you in the module. Okay. So here we are, November 10th, 11th. This is what you want to get, the Unit 3 App Development Planning Guide. Okay. Right up here, you're going to make a copy and you're going to, that's how you link to it. You make a copy of it so that then you can write in it. If you can't copy in something, you just make a copy of it because you only had view. Okay? So everybody needs this. Ah. Where did my presentation? All right. So basically, let's just read through this while we're here. For this project, you will work with a partner, possibly 2 partners. We're going to try and have breakout rooms of 3 because people seem to drop in and out, and I don't want you by yourself. You might end up with only 2, so it'll be variable. Together, you will all create an app that teaches your classmates about any topic you both find interesting. Along the way, you'll learn how to use many of the features of App Labs, as well as skills that will help you when building more apps throughout this class. What we thought of, usually you guys are going to be using what's called pairs coding. If we were in class together, one person would have their hands on the keyboard doing the coding, the other person would be watching and advising them. And then you switch every 3 minutes. And that's to make sure that you both get the practice of coding and looking and then troubleshooting and that stuff. In your rooms, make a note of which room you're in and who's in your room. You want to put everyone's name on the planning guide. This is going to be a group project, but it's a little different. You are all going to make your own app. You are not going to be making one app for the 2 or 3 of you. You all are going to help yourselves make the same app so that you can feed off each other. As somebody figures something out, you can fill that in. You want all your apps ideally to match in the end so you can compare with each other. But we feel it's going to make a lot more impact if all of you are actually coding an app as opposed to one person actually coding it while the others are advising. And apparently trying to switch that role inside a breakout room just leads to trouble and time loss. So this is a little bit of an experiment. We have to keep up a good pace, but I think this is going to make the most sense. We'll be working in breakout rooms. You each will be creating your own app, but you will be working as a team together to create that app, so that you'll have the advantage of all being able to work on the same thing together. And that's the whole point. The whole point is to understand how to troubleshoot, how to look at what you need and create it, but also the hands-on skills. Okay? All right, let's get back into what we need to be, oh, hang on. So let me finish this. You will submit your final app and this completed project planning guide. The app requirements are that it uses at least 3 screens. It includes examples of images, audio, and text. A clear and easy to navigate user interface clearly communicates information about your topic, and the code is cleanly written and free of errors. The steps: you will collaborate with your partners to pick a topic you are all interested in. Interview classmates to identify what they already know about the topic, or maybe what they're interested in about the topic. That's a good thing to ask. Design your app's user interface using this planning guide. Design and program your app in App Lab. That's on code.org. Collect feedback from your classmates and update your app. Share your final app with the class. This is going to be 10 points, and we've decided to make it practice and preparation. So this is our first app that we're making. If it all goes tragically wrong, this is not going to penalize you a lot because it is just practice and preparedness. Okay? So that is what we are going to be doing. All right. Let's get back into our presentation. And luckily, I think I'm doing my desktop, so I don't think I even need to ask. Okay. So we've gotten through our warm-up. Here's our activity. Here are the steps to success, okay? Follow these steps for today. I'm gonna go through everything. This is about a 25-minute process, okay? You're gonna brainstorm topic ideas. In your breakout room with your partners, think about app ideas. Okay, keep an eye out for bias. What would that look like? Collaboration with others is key. You will work with a partner or 2 on this project. Collaboration is a big part of app development. You need a team. Your team's diverse ideas will help make your app even better because each partner can keep a lookout for bias. Here's an example of bias. Okay, can somebody tell me, either in the chat or just sing out, what they feel bias is? Read Will. Can anybody tell me what bias is?
When a person's opinion is swayed
By something, correct.
by something, yeah.
A personal opinion, not fact. It's a bias is not an opinion. Bias is, I am biased because my son happens to be the mayor. I believe anything the mayor does is good because it's my son. I am biased. What this is talking about in computer, in language, is the idea when you create questions or when you present your app, you don't want to appear biased in your language. You want your language to be neutral and make sense to people. So here's an example of bias. A team member puts the following phrase in their app: all teenagers work after school to earn spending money, because this is their experience. They work after school themselves, and all their friends do, as far as they know. However, the other team member may not have an after-school job. This can point to bias in that system. What one person thinks is normal, another person may not. So just try and talk to each other and make sure your verbiage makes sense. Here's another example, this time in the design of an app. A team wants to make an app that encourages girls to sign up for a summer camp. One team member assumes that because this app is aimed at girls, the background should be pink. A girl on the team points out that she does not like pink, and using that color in the design may represent bias. So this is not terrible things. This is not like racism or anything. You're not making someone feel bad, but this is sort of like the microaggressions thing. These are little details that can somehow irk certain people. So it's things like, every girl's thing should be pink. Every boy thing should be blue, because those are the traditional colors of boys and girls. You don't need to put people in that box. You can use different colors. You can use different things. The idea is to try and be neutral in your presentation of thoughts and ideas with your app. As you think about your topics and start designing your apps, remember to keep an eye out for bias and use your teammates to keep you accountable. Collaboration with others is key. Okay? Step 2 is, once you've brainstormed, choose the one topic that everyone agrees is going to make the best, coolest, easiest to produce app available. Okay? Step 3, survey your classmates on the discussion board. That's that thing in the module that says period 2, discussion, app development discussion. So it is I can't think of what we call them. It's like a conversation. So you're going to have text boxes that you can fill in, and then you can comment on those text boxes. So you're going to fill in what your team's idea is for your app. And you're going to ask people, what do you know about this topic? What would you like to know about this topic? You want to know what to put in your app that people think is interesting. You want people to click on and use your app. The only way to do that is to make it engaging and pertinent. And this is a great way to figure out, what do people already know? What are they interested in knowing? So that you can present that in your app. Okay, so you're going to put what you guys are doing for your app. What do you know about this? What would you like to know about this? What do you feel would be engaging about this? And your classmates are going to answer you with their thoughts and also critiques on your idea for your app. We're not supposed to be giving negative input. We're supposed to be giving positive input and deltas. Deltas are, what might you change? This looks good, but maybe we should try it this way. If you look in the discussion board, there's a whole list of ways to start certain sentences and questions so that they don't make people feel bad that you're criticizing what they do. As professionals, we learn to take criticism because that's how we get what's wrong and know what we need to fix. As a student, just hearing what's wrong just gets depressing. I did this in my last job. You have to have positive feedback in addition to negative feedback to feel that you're actually doing something. Okay, step 4, while waiting for the discussion comments to build on the site, design your user interface on paper. Each student should draw out what they think the app should look like and upload their images to the document. All members of the group pick out the best ones to use. So you guys will all create one of these maps, and then you'll pick one to be the best, and that's going to be your template that you're using to build your app, okay? So what this is, these are the different user screens, okay? What are the arrows coming from? Okay, why are these arrows going out from my first page? Can someone tell me?
Those are like the outcomes of the inputs of the first page.
These are these two buttons are the inputs, and once I click them, something has to happen. So this is where they are sending their input. So this button is going to flavors, and this button is going to, I'm not sure what, but it seems to be like wrong. That's going, and that is going to send something back to you. So you'll see in here, they've got like the bird one. And the idea is you're just trying to map all the inputs and outputs. I click this button, it goes here, and then it sends something back.
The guy left.
That's unfortunate.
So he left?
Yeah, someone else teach the class.
Can we just leave?
Whose permissions now? It's my class.
All
right, someone teach the class.
Who's the host right now? Whoever's host gets to teach.
Who's host?
I have host.
Host, share your screen and teach us something.
Yeah, I say you do it.
Honestly, just unassign the.
Someone start playing a game.
Just someone share their screen.
Oh, he's back. Mr. Swift, you're muted.
You're muted.
I got you. Thank you. Hang on. I'm highly annoyed. Okay. This says this is going to be 3 per room. Okay. All right. So does everyone know what we're doing? Everybody have your sheet? And you're just going to work your way through. I'll be visiting. You can message me and I'll take care of you. All right. So now we're going to be at 11:10. All right. Here we go. Richard, you okay?
Yeah.
Are you not assigned? Or no, you're supposed to be in room 4. Can you join it? Reed, are you okay?
I got kicked out. I was.
I know you're in 9, so you should have a invite to room 9.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Just head on in there. Okay, team. Any questions, problems? Getting that part done? I don't think we're all back. Okay, everyone's back. Let me just, all my things are piled up over here. Okay, so anybody have questions based on what you were just doing? Was everyone able to get to step 4 and be mapping out their app?
Yes.
Okay, let's just quickly, this is so silly. I'm so sorry. It's my second position is not great for me because everything gets stacked up. Okay. So what I want to do is get us into the next section of this, okay? So lesson 4, designing an app, part 2. Why is it important to plan out the design of an app? I would ask to share in the chat, but I really can barely see the chat. If people don't comment on our post in the discussion, should we complete step 3? What's step 3? You're supposed to be doing step 4 while you're waiting for the comments on your post. Hang on, where are we? What is step 3? Surveying your classmates on the discussion board is what you're supposed to be doing to get the feedback. If you haven't done step 3, people can't comment on your discussion. So you've already done step 3. If you put your stuff in the discussion board, okay? So I just want to get us into here. We only have about 6 minutes left. Okay, so you're going to need your app planning guide, and we're going to be going to code.org, and you're going to look at Unit 3, Lesson 4, okay? Level 2, follow the instructions, okay? So this is the idea. Here's the bird quiz, and this is the idea. I click the button begin. It takes me to this screen with the 4 birds. If I pick ostrich, which is right, it takes me to the next screen. If I pick emu, which is wrong, it takes me to the wrong screen, okay? So what we need to do to get through this next module is once you do that, then you're going to go to level 3 and you're going to start building your user interface, okay? So given what you guys have drawn up, you guys are going to start building the interface that you're going to need for the first, pick first image of your app. What's your home page, the user interface, okay? And that's it. Were there any changes you had to make to your original design once you transferred it to the screen? So this is asking from your paper design, did anything change for that user interface when you had to transfer it to the screen? Okay, the last thing is to remember your homework. You need to bring a how-to list of instructions for our next class, how to do something. All right, ideally, I would like you to go through lesson 4, level 2, and level 3 by yourselves, also as homework. When we get back to class, well, we're going to be in class tomorrow. So wherever you get to, that will just be saving your team time tomorrow, okay? So tomorrow we're going to finish this, and we're going to then get into the next piece of this, all right?
Oh, so we're gonna finish this tomorrow. Okay.
we're not going to finish this. We're going to finish this on December 2nd. Okay. But we're going to be proceeding down the line. So this is basically getting you to set up your user interface. Okay. So you're going to work on your drawing and make sure that you have all the steps of your app in place before you start designing it. Then you're going to start designing your user interface. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we still have 5 minutes. Why don't we all go, let's go into code.org and start looking at what we're going to be doing, okay? All right, so let me just do code.org. Should have this set up. Whoop. Oh, why does it do this? Okay, so remember, just as a refresher, I am not sure you are seeing this, so let me. Okay, so guys, remember that you're always going to click on this computer science principles to get into your units. Then you go to unit 3, I go into the unit, and I'm going to go to designing our app part 1. So I believe we're going to be doing lesson 4, part 2. Is that correct, everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we are. Do this, take a look at the prototype below for the bird quiz app, run the app, and think about how the prototype helped in the development of this app. So why doesn't everyone go here and do this? Okay? Think about how the prototype helped the development of the app. Once you feel you have your understanding of this and how your design is working, you can go on to 3, which is going to be starting to build your user interface. Okay, so look at the user interface design on your planning guide, recreate the screens here. You can upload images to your app by clicking choose next to the image category in design mode. Okay, note, you are not doing any programming yet on your app. You will start that in lesson 8. So let me just give you the last 2 minutes to start going through this and thinking about what you'll need to build the screens for your app. You see here we have screen 1, and then we're probably going to build screen 2, etc. Any questions?
Are we
Be
doing that
sure
today?
to comment on everyone's posts if you can. Sorry.
Are you each building, like, on this slide right here, if you're gonna do your example, do you each build all 4 slides, or is there like a way to do this like together?
You are each going to need to build all 4 slides. What you can do in your breakout rooms, oh shoot. Do you guys have ways to email each other? You need each other's email addresses. Let's just, okay, now class is over. It is going to help you to be able to talk with your friends to get this done. The idea is that each one of you is making this, but you can all talk to each other and you can copy off each other. Ideally, all your apps are going to look identical because you are a team. But you're working together to do this, and you're all going to be programming because you need the experience. It's really going to help you to know how to do the keystrokes and make these things work. But you can consult with your team and use everything that they've learned, everything that they've done to put into your app. Does that make sense to everyone? Guys?
Yes.
All right, so class is over. You can go. We're going to be picking up on this tomorrow. So whatever you can do to move the ball forward is great, but we will pick up again on this tomorrow. All right?
Thank you.
You bet. Normally, there would
Thank
only
you.
be one app per group, but because we're remote, everybody gets to do one. You can share.
Thank you.
You bet.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye.
Thank you.
During the breakout room, my group didn't really do anything because like it was kind of one-sided, I guess.
What was the problem? Or
As in like no one talked because like I'd ask questions and I just didn't get answers.
that's very strange. I know who's in your room, so let me write to you guys and just see if we can get things going a little better, because you need to be collaborating in there.
Yeah, but like nothing happened. So for now, I just have like my own ideas, but I still have to do it like as a group, right?
How can you spend 25 minutes in a room and not get anything done and not send me a message?
Oh, I don't know how to send messages from the breakout room.
Yeah, you can. It's right there. You can just write in the chat. It messages directly to me.
Oh, wait,
Don't
chat
worry,
only-
Jade. We'll get this figured out.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? No, and thank you so much for letting me know, because that's a real problem. I visited most rooms and everybody seemed to be okay.
Oh, sorry, I didn't let you know earlier.
No. I just, next time.
All right, thank you.
No worries. Alex, can I help you?
Is there an assignment linked on Canvas for like the how-to description and whatnot?
Yes, but
Okay.
all it says is write a how-to description.
So are you writing like how to like program, or is it like?
No, it's how to do something. If it's how to
Oh.
program, that's fine. It's
It's like how to do your
shoot.
topic.
It's the idea that you're explaining how to do something in a step-by-step process. It's just getting you in that mindset of what incredible detail you need to create the app, that every step has to be there.
Oh, but the how to you do on like whatever topic you feel like just doing it on.
Whatever you can explain in detail how to do. So literally, like an example I give is tie your shoes. How do you tie your shoes? You just need something that you can explain step by step by step exactly what you have to do. And what's going to happen in class is we're going to go over it and you're going to see where your explanation fell short.
Okay.
That if you were a computer trying to follow these instructions, here you said mix to the right consistency, but you didn't say mix it 36 strokes.
Yeah.
A computer can't tell the right consistency. It can tell 36 strokes, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's
And
the
then
idea.
The last thing is on our presentation, it's more of like instead of like a how-to, it's kind of like an infographic. Like we're doing baseball and we're kind of talking about like one kid's got the rules, one kid's got like some of the history, and then one kid's got like one other part I forgot.
Okay, and what's the app telling you?
So my part's gonna tell you about like all the history of the World Series, and then someone else is gonna tell you about like the new rules added to baseball and what the rules currently are, and then some other kid, I forgot his name.
Alex, how in the world are you going to fit that all in an app?
Big slide, I don't know, big text.
All right, I like the thinking big. Okay, all I'm saying is try and pick something that is easily accomplishable. It seems like relating all the rules of baseball is going to take a lot of text and a lot of space. Right? You've got a phone worth of space.
Yeah.
So just think that through. And again, this is all part of the process, that it's all, this is our first time doing it. This is why it's a practice grade, not an assignment grade. If
Okay.
it all goes terribly wrong, it's not going to really hurt you much.
Okay, thank you.
But this is the time to be experimenting and trying and doing things that you think are creative in what you want to be doing. So
Yeah.
more power to you, and don't let me rain on your parade. I'm just saying I would try and keep it as simple as I can when you're developing your first app. Just a thought. Thank you
Okay,
so much for
thank you.
staying and explaining for me.